to Let's Play Mega Man X Command Mission. I thought of doing this with annotations since this is just me showing off how I level up. I'm going to be taking right now, so yeah, this is kind of post. I'm showing off all the weapons, what my equipment is for everybody. Got my 3 strongest again, which is currently X, Marino, and Massimo. You can see the other characters on there, close to 30. Next thing we start to use, I would swap out Massimo for, yeah, I'm giving everybody a little more, gain weapon energy. He's got the good luck, lets him gain items easier, more XP off the learning aid, gain weapon energy +5, because just about every turn I want him gaining close to 100 weapon energy. You're going to start to see that a little bit later on after this. This is still kind of an early build. But yeah, I still gotta dash through here real quick. I think I get into a random battle and cut that out real quick, and then just continue on. Yep, there we go. And this is just what you can expect by taking all the, at the Eternal Forest. I'm just gonna be cutting these out from now on and just getting to the, from one battle to the next, but I am taking the red path each and every single time. Now, the first fight is, I believe, a Preon Bitmaster, which at this point is nothing to you, so moving on. A couple of these early fights are going to be just like, already seen them before. I will warn you now, there is, here's the second fight, Ice Preons and the, whatever the electric one is, but again, we already seen me battle them before the previous episodes, so they're like... This does... however, spoil enemies, because some of these you fight very end of the game. At least one of these I actually like scroll the I scrolled it down to avoid here's the next fight, these 2 Pararoids and the, again, stuff you've seen before. That's where Hawkeye comes in, and you got a great shooter with X to take out the flying enemies, because these guys aren't going to do anything. Again, I got Massimo here to knock enemies back with his interceptor. Later on with Cinnamon's best weapon, the kitty gloves at the secret shop. She can hit enemies 5 times with that and start lowering their stats. Like, she becomes a little greater later on. Alright, might have seen a couple of these already. They're joined by a gold Meteor on the end there. Gives out a lot of money. Anyway, kind of, sometimes I'm like, wait, who's attacking? I thought it was X, and then I'm like, okay. Because usually the silver and gold will run away on their own if left alone. Sometimes they'll stick around to attack, and I can usually take them down. Since that counter's open, I think X goes for him and takes him out. Any second now. Okay. There we go. Let's just final strike him to death. Yeah, you start to see, like, my weapon energy got a little bit bigger than 50%. I think later on down the road, once he starts leveling up, I trade that off for a 10%, so he starts at, like, 60. And then I give him, you especially want to get the generators off them Meteor cures. They'll come in very, very handy. Especially at the last fight coming up. He's down. I think between the 2 of us, the gold will drop too. Not just enough to final strike it, at least. That, I believe, is the 4 of the 8 fights we gotta take on by taking all the red paths. We got a Beam Miracle, which I think boosts Zenny. Oh, these enemies... I'm actually going to see some of these in the next chapter, these Preon S, based off the 4 Reploids that are the other Reploids that are working for Epsilon. You saw them earlier. They didn't reveal their names, but the one with the red lady with the whip is Furham. The one floating around with the one just like the big fat one floating around is called Photos. And then you got the one with the big fish from like the energy lance called Scarface. And Massimo's reverse fire heals him. I figured I would just slap one of them so he's like immune to at least one of them, since he's super weak to the other 2 elements. So yeah, even though he can only equip 2, I've managed to... I tend to go for the Furhams first. The Bodos will sometimes, like that, you saw him there, like he put his shield up, he's guarding, so he's not going to take that much damage. That one didn't, so I was able to break through him. I don't know, because they do the Mega Fire. They also throw out, yep, there it is. I was waiting for him to see if I could get him to throw out the bits. And I remember Massimo's first, so I'm not to go for him. I'm thinking, oh, should I? Yeah, I've been doing a lot of thinking here. Even though I have done this before, even though it is kind of chancy, I had to use a lot of sub-tanks. This isn't exactly the best run. You're kind of going to see that a little later on. And again, this does spoil, like... Seriously, one of the enemies you fight is last chapter. You run into these guys, so... An extra Mara, I was just gonna throw him. See if I got anything from that Combat Absorber. I also get Shot Absorber from the other ones. And here's the all Prions of all 4 of these guys. You know, we're joined by, I think the purple one is... I'm not sure. Hang on, I got my, because I got this handy dandy, I think when I used to... Like before I had my own internet, I would just, before that I would get all these like Brady Games guides. I'm trying to think which one is the... Well, I already took one out. The, I know the purple one, okay, it's the face. Okay, so the gold one is, Epsilon. Yeah, the purple one I leave alone when he does that because it works like a Pokemon using Bide. Like, he soaks up all the damage you do and he unloads it on a character when his next turn comes up. And it has actually one-shotted one of my party members, trying to think, like, it's just him, maybe I can take him out before then. No, he was just, like, just under, and I still couldn't get him with the final strike. Which is what I was trying to go for. Which only works if all 3 characters are... There's Discharge. Yeah, there it is. It didn't do any damage because I... But yeah, it only works if all 3 characters are, not under a status effect. Like, one of them was, like, I think one of them was like, Berserked or something like that, so I didn't get like the life bar down there. And around this time, eventually you start getting like, or you can start at least building up, force medals to circumvent those status, like somewhat, like, I have a fire... No, the Fire Reverse, I think I got that from Deployment, I won that, and I think there was another area where I got a Thunder Reverse after that. So he's damage charging again. But I think with the 4 of us, I'm enough to... No, I don't chance it? Okay. I thought I would. I guess I learned my lesson from last time and decided not to. Oh, I know what I do. I have 100%. I go into hyper mode and fuck him up royally. Which, again, if you can manage this by killing something and you win the battle with it, it doesn't take a turn away. Because it only counts if it comes down to your next turn, so... You'll see this come in very, very handy, the following video where I do the next chapter. I got another Assassin Mine. You saw the Combat and Shot Absorber. 7th fight. Yeah, this is the one I, yeah, you see this, the thing is scrolled up because it actually, like, it says these, guard enemies. And yeah, these are the guys I mentioned that are end chapter. Like chapter 10. I think we're at I think the next video I do will be at 7, so we're more than halfway through the game already, and you can see like the guy in the middle just used SOS, and that was the reveal. Like it's the name of the enemy used SOS, tried to call for backup, but no one came because there's already 3 of them on there. So you can get some experience off these guys. These guys can be kind of dangerous, but they're still small potatoes compared to the fight after these guys. There's only one more fight after these. Yeah, it takes all 3 of us just to take one down, so you can... So you know these guys are pretty hefty. They're not even, like, defending or anything. I didn't get an SOS, I was gonna get another one. did manage very rarely one of them will drop a really good gun for Axel called Insect Killer at a very low percentage, or at least a little higher up now that I have at least one good luck force medal on X. He's already weakened, so I think I'll take him out here. I scroll the screen back up. Yeah, fairly decent experience, but again, small potatoes compared to the last fight, which I do some quick item changes first. Actually, I'll hit this up just to make sure, because I do my my sub tanks first, and then I change his photon missiles for some of the so I find them generators. You know, they're for free and they give you 20 weapon energy. And here we fucking go with these enemies. Belladonnas. Yeah, these bitches, they heal every turn. They actually count as like bosses. You'll see me fight these again later on. See if I can find it. Yeah. 20,500 life energy. They restore life energy every turn. And they also build in attack strength every time you hit them, so if you're going to take them down, you better make sure they don't get that turn off to really hurt you. Energy capture, they usually go for that, but because if they don't, if they lack life energy, it won't work. You already had full health, so it's okay. Giga Blizzard I'm worried about, especially when they target Massimo. This is what X-Fire was made for, because I can just unload. And hopefully it's enough to take her out. Actually, no, she's kind of full health right now, isn't she? Well, you'll see how much it does right now. Currently. Just under, you can see it. That was like 13,000 of her over 20,000, so I'm like, okay, I need to take her out now before she starts killing us, because she's got 2 turns coming up. Look at that shit. So I can throw on Quicksilver, and I'm going to finish her off with the turns I'm able to. At least take 1 attacker out, so I'm only dealing with 2 of them. Kind of thin the herd. When X's turn rolls around again, I am going to select Cooldown to take him out of this so I can get my generators back and build that up again, so by next turn he'll be ready to go again. That's certainly how this fight goes, but I have some like really bad luck, and you see me try to steal something here, since it's just her now. As far as steal items go, you can get force missiles and a build speed. I fucked up and got the stamp instead. So I'll have 1 more turn to attack her, and then other things. Well, 1 more turn to attack, and then it drops. Oh no, she got a hit at me. So we got a little more damage, but I'm out of turn, so it cools down. In a pinch, I have used Gain Hypers, which you can have a small chance of winning off of them big monkey enemies. Also, the I think the bat bones drop them too. That bolt beam can be dangerous if left alone. They build up their attack and they really start to hurt you. Yeah, not wasting all my turns just standing out there. I want to cool down and get to my generators, build that up, do some damage. Try to keep that HP a little bit down as much as I can. But I think it's probably a bad idea. This becomes good a little later. This is a particularly bad run. Honestly, I've fared much better here, but you know, at some point these lures just start wrecking my shit. It'll knock her back a turn at least on that one. But again, she's building. Here I go again, hyper mode. Praying like hell it's enough to kill. I think our HP is still too high for that. She's I still see yellow. And Marno doesn't have enough. So here's where shit goes bad. Now she's super built up with all that damage and she's gonna start wiping us out. This bitch start throwing out electromagnetic energy to try and take more of our turns away. And down he goes! Now I gotta use, these reboots, which I can easily buy for 500 Zenny. You're gonna get plenty of Zenny off of this fight anyway, so don't worry about it. There's also the backup, which heals fully, which I might have wanted to use to make this a little easier on myself. That way it would have been, he would have come back at full health instead of just 25%, because you're about to see. I still gotta build up my weapon energy and go at her again. Down goes Marno. Down goes Massimo. So yeah, I'm like sweating bullets here. I'm like, fuck. What do? I gotta bring them back. It was just me, because they're just gonna kill me at next turn if I don't get somebody out there to... Okay, good. That was actually a smarter idea. Okay, and she wasted her turn doing that. Good. Which gives me like a small chance to bring everybody back now that I'm close to full health again. Since I'm 100%, I take the initiative to take her out now, before she starts one-shotting me, or anybody else I bring back. But this should be enough to kill. Yeah, you don't see the bar because everybody else is knocked out. I gotta cool down first. I can't do my generators and look to the items at the same time, because if I use my sub-weapons and I hit triangle, it just cancels my turn. I don't attack, which I've done sometimes, and this might end badly. Okay, guaranteed crit. Fucking bitch. Oh, gotta use another reboot, bring her back. I'm trying to bring her back because she's a lot faster than Massimo, and I think eventually she gets like... Yeah, you see it down there, she gets her own turn. And down she goes again. Son of a bitch. Let's try this again. Oh, okay, your turn came up. She can bring back, I'm just gonna heal her. Okay, I played this smartly. Oh, I've gained just in case she starts in on me now. We're down there. That's the other reason I start bringing in, once she's enough higher level, I swap out Massimo for Cinnamon. Because her thing is, which I'll show at the end of the video. With her, you don't need sub-tanks no more. Unless, of course, she goes down. In which case. Gets himself up to max. Okay, we're doing good. I want to skip this turn because there's no way I'm going to do that much damage. And then just have her throw it at me again. Here I am hoping I knock her back. I do. Just take one of her turns away. And you can see they're pretty goddamn fast too. So I got like, you saw like 2 turns stacked up till I knocked one of them away from her. Since I have it, I'm gonna go for it. Oh, okay. I guess I wanted to weaken her first with that instead. I thought I was gonna go in. I must have thought like, nah, that's not gonna kill. Oh, okay. I didn't look. I had another turn coming up. That's why I did it, because I knew it was gonna come back. Okay, that was smart of me. Don't know my own way of thinking sometimes, unless I'm like. That's the thing with post commentary. Well, yeah, that was kind of a bad run, but you can see Zenny Force Metal Energy pretty good. All that experience. I don't gain a level, but you saw like 0 slowly creeping in. Who's gonna reach level 30 by around the next time I do this videos, because I did this like a couple times. This was just a particularly bad run. And you see all those former crystals that used to be there? It shows I have done this before. So all he's got for me is tank energy and another 2,000 zenny. That's another 4 reboots right there. But yeah, that's it. I forget what I won at the end of that. I have it down here somewhere. Yeah, I got a stamina missile, a build hyper, and another tank part. Do the impossible, see the invisible. Row, row, rotate right stick.